Hello friends, welcome to the session on artificial intelligence. In this session, we'll be discussing about the different types of neural networks. In this session, we will see what are the different types of neural network, and in particular, we will discuss the convolutional neural network or CNN. Friends, you must have been observed that whenever we feed some image or whenever we feed the image like a face, then the artificial neural network is able to classify the image, is able to recognize the face image. Now the question is how it is happening. This is happening because of the CNN. In this session we will see what are the different types of neural network and in particular how CNN network works. Friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to the channel so that you can watch many other educational videos on the various topics of electronics and computer science. So let us understand what we mean by the different types of neural network. Friends, as you know that neural network is a network that is being used by the people in order to process the information. There are different types of neural network, artificial neural network, such as feed-forward neural network, then recurrent neural network, convolutional neural network, and then the uh, deep neural network. You will find that the feed-forward neural network will process the information in one direction, and that is the reason it is being called as a feed-forward. So we are forwarding the information from one layer to another layer, and that is the reason it is being called as a feed forward. When we have a multi-layered, there are number of layers one within the another, then that is being called as a deep neural network. And whenever we want to determine the complex patterns that are associated with the input, then for the extraction of such complex pattern we can make the use of DNA. Apart from that, there are certain special neural networks such as convolutional neural network and recurrent neural network. The convolution neural network is being called as a CNN, and the recurrent neural network is being called as a RNN. So you will find that this is a diagram which will explain us how exactly these neural networks are being formed. As I said, in the feed forward neural network we have an input layer, there are certain hidden layers, and there is some output layer, and you will find that the input information is being processed from one layer to another layer. Then there is a neural network, convolutional neural network, where there is a convolutional layer present in between the input and output, where you will find that the information is being processed. Then there is a recurrent neural network where you will find that the input layer is there, and in between we have a hidden layer, and then there is some output layer. And apart from that, you will find that there is some generative neural network where there are a number of layers present in between. You will find that the information is being processed from one layer to another layer. As far as CNN are concerned, you will find that it is a kind of a deep learning model, and it is being designed basically to process and to understand the visual data. Most of the time we work with the visual data such as images or videos, and whenever we want to determine the patterns that are associated with the images or videos, we can make the use of CNN. So whenever we want to classify the image, whenever we want to recognize the object or detect the object, or whenever we want to recognize the face, then we can make the use of CNN. So CNN, in order to understand how CNN works, basically what we need to do is to understand how our eyes and brain work together. So eyes actually capture the parts of the image, and brain will combine these parts in order to recognize the object. So the parts of the image such as edges, color, shapes are being captured by the eye, and then brain will combine them together so that they can recognize the object. So instead of looking the image pixel by pixel like a spreadsheet, CNN actually looks for the pattern within the image. So it looks for the patterns such as lines or curves, or sometimes it looks for more complex patterns such as eyes, wheels, or faces in order to classify the image. So there are different blocks. It consists of convolutional layer that is being used for detection of the features, and you can say that it is like pressing a stamp on the different parts of the image, so that you can say that this part will belong to the feature and the another part will belong to the another feature. Then there is a rectified linear unit, which is actually an activation function which will make the neural network non-linear so that it can handle the complex pattern. So as far as the working of this is concerned, you can say that if the signal is strong, then we need to keep it. If the feature is strong, then it is being kept. If it is weak, then we need to ignore it. So this job is being done by the rectified linear. There is a pooling layer which is basically reduce the size while keeping the input important information. So we can have a pooling such as average pooling. So say for example, when we take the group photo, then we keep only the tallest person to represent the group. And then there is a connected layer which will work like a traditional neural network, which will combine all extracted features to make the final prediction. So this can be a diagram for the convolutional neural network. When the input image is being given, it is being given to the convolutional layer where the features are extracted by the pooling layer, and then finally it is being processed by a neural network. So it actually makes the use of filters to scan the input image, and the features within the image are detected, and each filter will produce the feature map so that the features of the input image can be compared or extracted. So mathematically we can represent the operation of the neural network by using this function, where you will find that I is the input image and k is the kernel, and you will find that the activation function is being used for the introduction of the non-linearity. So f of x is equal to max of 0 comma x. So as I said, the pooling layer will reduce the size, keeping input important information, and then finally the feature map is being connected to the output neuron for the classification. So CNN is very widely used network because it is used for the image classification. There are different examples can be given, such as AlexNet, where the images are classified. It can be used for the object detection, such as FASTER-R CNN or ELO. It is used for facial recognition, and also it is used for medical imaging. So thank you friends for viewing the session. Hopefully you have understood what we mean by the types of neural network, and in particular the CNN. Thank you all.